Ticket Machine is the official ticket broker of Spartan Nation. No matter what you need a ticket for, border to border, coast to coast, the Ticket Machine is your ticket source. So whether you need to get into the hottest concerts, the best sporting events, you want the best seats in the house, or you just want to get in the door, when you want to go to any event that requires a ticket, anywhere, border to border, coast to coast, it's always theticketmachine.com. Theticketmachine.com, 517-655-3201. Check it out today at theticketmachine.com.
Nice and distant.
Tress said after the game you guys ran 6 defensive tackles, and I don't remember how many. How many total guys played on the defensive line for you, Coach?
About 14, if I'm not mistaken. So 6 in the defensive tackle position. Yes, sir.
How extraordinary is that? Have you had 14 playing? You must have had 14 playing a game.
Well, early in the year, you want to be able to find evals of kids. So somewhere down the line, we've done this before, but we usually average around 12.
Coach said that Naquan really popped. What did you see from him on the tape, and what kind of things do you want to see more of from him?
Well, number one, the energy, the passion, the effort needed, the ability to make some plays, just looking for consistency for him. That comes with being a freshman and a redshirt freshman, but definitely was an eye popper for us with his energy on the field and his effort.
For Jacob, I mean, is he going to pretty much stay outside right now, or do you see him moving inside, shoot the younger?
Oh, at this point,
Yeah.
Jacob is the defensive end in the boundary.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I know he'd been repping some there. But
Yes, he has. He can probably play them all eventually, but he's a kid that, as a youngster, probably needs to stay in one position.
Willikis and Alexander as your starters, how did they grade out to you, and do they remain there on the depth chart?
Both of those guys were strong in their grades, from what I understand, and from the film, they did a good job in what we asked them to do, and that's key and baseline for everything, that they were correct in their assignments, but more importantly, they had the ability to make some plays, and very positive for them.
Will they stay at one?
Pass rush overall. I know you got the 1 sack from Chris. Some guys were getting close. Did you like what you saw?
Oh, yes. We have flashes of what we're looking for, number one. We always want to get better at the pass rush, that's for sure. I mean, that's paramount, but we've seen things that we actually can work with, and we just want to move forward and continue to put pressure on the quarterback.
14 is extreme, but to maintain energy on the D-line, you have to be interchangeable. You got to play almost 10 guys every game, don't you?
No doubt, and it starts in the middle. Those guys are getting hit 1, 2, 3, 3 times per play, so that doubles the number of times they're getting contact. So it's good to be in this position and see what these kids can do, and hey, we're working on next, and hopefully be able to do the same.
did the way they kind of ran tempo a little bit, did that dictate how early you had to move some guys around? It looked like there were a couple of series where you moved both tackles in and out to kind of get 4 guys in there quickly.
Well, yes, that's a part of it. You want to keep them fresh and ready, but their game plan dictates that, so that's for sure. But being able to do that, staying on task, staying on detail is key, and we had that ability, and the kids stayed engaged, which was key to us being able to do that.
Western ran for 250 yards against a pretty good team against USC. What things did you see from them, and how do they look different this year than maybe 2 years ago?
I don't think they look any different. I think the ability to run the ball is key for everybody, and they've had a chance to do that, and that's their strength. They got a 3-headed monster back there with the experience of the running backs, and they're playing to their strengths, including in the offensive line. And I think that's what they're doing. I know they threw the ball a little bit more because of the wide receiver they had, but they still ran the ball.
And Randall, turning the corner, it looked like he slipped a couple times as he's been in that hoop a couple times. He's out there for the first time, Brandon Randall, defensive end or stand-up linebacker. Is that a comfort thing with him, or is it a shoe situation? Because it looks like he's going to bring a lot of speed there, that if he can get some grip there, he can might even be better there.
You talk about his feet, possibility of being able to slip, but leverage, pad level, always key to that, and his continued understanding of what he does well will dictate that, but we like this lean, and sometimes you are going to fall. You just got to be ready to get back up and go. But yeah, he does shows a burst. He shows the ability to turn the corner, and the use of his long arm is good for him. And so he can play to his strengths with his feet.
And that takeoff looked pretty quick, too.
No doubt.
Now, Cooper, you guys talk about violent hands and stuff. Looked like his hands were a little more active than in the past. Would you agree with that?
Well, that's been a strength of his since he's been here, the use of his hands. He's the example we use all across the defensive line, his ability to use his hands and being able to defeat blocks. So he's a good example of it and has been in his whole career here.
Those guys in the middle, I mean, it seemed like they got a pretty good push. How much does everything that when you got here and you talked about getting to push up the middle, does that still hold today with changes in offense, push up the middle first and then everything falls around it?
Yeah, stop the run. Be aggressive, be destructive, be disruptive, and start down the middle of your defense. And that's a prerequisite.
Do guys like Keontae Stallworth and Devin Samuel further down on the depth chart, but did they kind of prove they can contribute throughout this season?
Oh, no doubt. And those guys came in and had the chance to play, and we want to see more out of them, that's for sure. And they show that they can be productive in what we're asking them to do. So we'll continue to do that.
You guys were intrigued with Gerald Owens' speed, having come over as a running back, because he was not the fastest running back in the world, but defensive tackle. He could add a lot of that speed. Did you see him demonstrate some of that?
Oh, yes. In the chances that he had to be on the field, yes, no doubt about it. And then we want to continue to see that. It's just based on what you get versus our offense. But his balance, his ability to run, to change directions, he plays like a running back, too. So just get him consistently use his hands, it'd be that much better.
What about Mike and Raekwon? I mean, as expected, did you see the growth from year 1 to year 2 in the first game?
There is some maturation there. There is some improvement there. You can see the understanding of the game and the nuances of the game. They picked a lot of things up, being able to understand run-pass situations. No doubt about it. Twofold that they're improved upon that, and the experience they had in the second half of the season last year was key.
Raekwon seemed to force a lot of interior pressure. It seemed like swim moves, stuff like that. Is that something you expected from him?
No doubt. He's a basketball player, got great feet, and we want to play to his strengths also, but being active and the use of his hands is key to him being able to be able to pressure.
Anything else, Coach?
Thanks.
Thanks, Coach.
Good. Thanks,
Sounds good. We